welcome to your Neighborhood Network, where you learn all about people, places, and things here in our area. Folks, we're back here with an old friend. We're here at Akbar, Cuisine of India. I'm here with the owner, Avinash. Avinash, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for having us back again.
You're most welcome. Thank you for coming.
And I would like to know, I'm sure the viewers would like to know a little bit about Akbar and yourself as well.
Definitely. The Akbar was started in 1997 by my father. I trained under him. And now I have my 3 restaurants. We have one in Marina Del Rey, one in Santa Monica, one in Pasadena.
And I understand you're also the head chef here at Akbar.
Yes, I am. I'm the head chef. I personally train my staff.
Wow. And like most Indian restaurants, do you have a buffet?
No, we don't have a buffet. What we do is we have specialty dishes prepared upon order. What we have is the aloo tikka, it's the potato cakes, stuffed with spiced peas with mango sauce. We have the papri chaat, which is the flour crisp topped with spiced potatoes and 3 different chutneys. Then we have the kashke badam jan, which is sauteed eggplant with a special house yogurt sauce. Then we have the shrimp pakora, which is shrimp coated with gram flour and then coated with the coconut. Then we also have the coco lamb, which is the award-winning dish. It's just lamb prepared in a coconut sauce. Now we have Chilean sea bass, which is everybody's favorite. It's prepared in the tandoor. And we have a tandoori chicken, which is also marinated in a yogurt sauce and then prepared in the tandoor. And we also do a fantastic chicken amras, which is diced chicken prepared in a mango sauce.
Well, everything that sounds delicious, and you won many awards for all these delicious...
Yes, we have award-winning dishes and personal awards.
Wow. Folks, we're going to join John so he can talk to the customers here at Akbar.
How do you like the food here at Akbar?
Oh, it's just excellent. It's outstanding. It's the best Indian food I've ever tasted.
Yeah, I enjoy it here, very much so.
Actually, the food at Akbar, he takes Indian cuisine to the next level because there's so many dishes here that you can't find at other Indian restaurants.
Have you guys been coming to Akbar often, or?
We have several times, and the food is always outstanding. The service is terrific. The portions are big, and the prices are right. The only place to go in Pasadena.
I can't keep to my own plate. That's how good it is. I gotta eat off everyone else's plate. I can't just have one plate, you know?
Avinash, your customers seem to love your food. I would like to taste some of that. Is that okay with you?
Of course, certainly.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick cut, but we'll be right back with me trying some of the delicious food here at Akbar. Folks, we're back here at Akbar. I'm going to try some of the dishes here. Well, Avinash, if you don't mind, if you tell the viewers about some of the dishes here and some other ones you have.
Sure. We have the chicken kari roll, which is diced chicken tikka, sauteed cooked with onions, tomatoes in a whole wheat flour tortilla roti, topped with the mango sauce. This is something I created just because this is what I used to eat at home make it for myself. So introduced it for my customers. And then what we have is the cauliflower potatoes. It's sauteed cauliflower potatoes, then steam cooked with garlic, ginger, and a variety of spices. And it tends to be a little on the spicy side, but it's quite good. It's very, very good. It's one of my personal favorites.
Both of them are delicious to me.
Thank you.
I can't wait to have more.
Oh, please dig in. And we also have some specialties that, like the house specialties that we have, like the chicken tikka masala, and the coco lamb, the award-winning dish that you can really come in and enjoy yourself here with, of course, with an extensive wine list.
Well, Avinash, I would love to thank you so much for having us here today and for your time.
You're most welcome.
This food is excellent. Folks, you have got to come down here to Akbar, Cuisine of India. Can you give the address?
It's 44 North Fair Oaks Avenue, Pasadena.
For a new experience in excellent Indian food, folks, I want to thank you very much for your time and for watching. And Avinash, I would like to thank you as well. The food is delicious, folks. You have to get down here.
Good evening and welcome to your Neighborhood Network, where you learn about great things in our area. This evening, we're at one of the best. We're at Colombo's in Eagle Rock, and I'm sitting here with the general manager, Vic Perino. Vic, tell our viewers a little bit about Colombo's.
Well, John, Colombo's was established in 1954 in downtown Los Angeles at 8th and Figueroa by my aunt and uncle, Ann and Sam Colombo. They moved the restaurant to Eagle Rock in 1984, August, and we've been delighting the local community with good drinks, good food, ample portions, free live entertainment since then, drawing from the outside communities as well.
Well, I've been coming here myself for quite some time, and I just see sometimes there's too many people and I can't even get in. Okay, tell us some of the dishes you have here.
Well, we have a bolognese, choice of pasta. We have an antipasta salad. We have a salmon alla Sicilian. We also have a ribeye steak. We have shrimp cocktail, one of our most popular appetizers. We have an eggplant parmesan, and we have a dessert tray with about 8 different choices.
Well, could I possibly taste something?
Possibly.
Okay, we're going to take a quick cut, but stick with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. What am I tasting here, Vic?
Well, this is our bolognese, our penne pasta with bolognese sauce.
And one of my favorites. While I take a bite of this, could you tell our viewers about your breakfast and also your location?
Well, John, we're at 1833 Colorado Boulevard in Eagle Rock. We've been here since 1984. We're serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. And, of course, we have free live music every night of the week.
This is delicious. Don't try to take this away, but we're running out of time. Folks, for all you in the audience, I want to tell you, come in here if you don't already know about it. Come in here and try Colombo's, and I guarantee you will be back. Good evening and welcome to your Neighborhood Network, where you learn about sensational things in our area. This evening we are visiting the LA Arboretum. I'm standing here with Mitchell Bishop, the curator of the Queen Anne Cottage. Is that correct?
And the historic section are basically our 5 historic buildings in the landscape.
Well, you're going to have to go into that one.
All right.
But I want to tell you, folks, this place is fantastic, and I'm going to ask you if you would be so kind as to kind of lead us around the garden.
Sure.
Take us on a tour.
Well, as you enter the Arboretum Gardens, one of the first things you'll notice as you drive in is the Bower Lawn and the McPhee Pools, which are quite spectacular. It's a big open area with a very beautiful fountain. And then you come through our rotunda main entrance and you come around by the Peacock Cafe. And near the Peacock Cafe is a new feature, which is our undersea garden, which uses cactuses and succulents to create the effect of a tide pool. It's really quite remarkable, new, and very popular with our visitors. You then progress on into the historic core area, which is more toward the southern edge of the property. And as you go down there, one of the first things you'll notice, depending on what you see or which way you go, is either the adobe or the coach barn, 2 buildings that I'm responsible for. The coach barn is quite remarkable. It's a very ornate, very elaborate Victorian building, very unusual survival from this time period of a Victorian coach barn with an elaborate interior. It's really quite spectacular. Adjacent to the coach barn is our Victorian rose garden and our herb garden, both designed by Huntsman Trout, a noted Southern California landscape architect. And around the rose garden is a beautiful citrus grove of different types of citrus. You come across the lawn then to the Queen Anne Cottage. The Queen Anne Cottage and the coach barn are listed together on the National Register of Historic Places. And the cottage is quite remarkable. It's by the architect Albert Austin Bennett, built for Lucky Baldwin about 1885-86. And it's a kind of a wedding cake of a structure. It's very much a playhouse. It was designed as a guest house for the ranch, for Baldwin's guests, and has a kind of a lighthearted feel. It has gorgeous stained glass windows. It's open twice a year for visitors when we have open houses at Mother's Day and Christmas. We take people through on tours. And it's decorated with period furnishings, some of them from the Baldwin family. And the rest were actually chosen because they're consistent with the original furnishings that were in the house. And we have some quite interesting pieces in the house, and the house is something that is really a must-see for Southern California. It's unusual in that we also have around the gardens in the house, we have historic trees from the Victorian period, so it's essentially an intact Victorian landscape around the house, which includes Baldwin Lake, which was used for boating. The Santa Anita Depot is one of our 4 historic buildings, and the depot originally was up on Colorado Avenue near Baldwin, but had to be moved when the 210 freeway was put through down to Baldwin Avenue at the southern edge of the Arboretum.
Well, also, as I recall, when you were bringing me to the Queen Anne cottage, we passed a magnificent waterfall.
Yes, the waterfall is really amazing. It's a favorite location for wedding photography, and it's also a great location for a hot summer day because it's probably one of the coolest places in the entire Arboretum. And it's adjacent to our Asian garden area, which is very beautiful and quite nice, as well as the Grace Callum Garden, which is our perennial garden, which was endowed by Grace Callum, as well as with an endowed curatorship, which looks after the Callum Garden. So overall, that area is particularly nice, and it's at the foot of Tallock Knoll, which is a large hill above it. Both Tallock Knoll and Baldwin Lake are features related to the Raymond Hill earthquake fault. Very unusual.
Well, I'll tell you, this place is spectacular, and I want to thank you so much for taking us on a brief tour. And I want to tell all you folks in the audience, my name is John Beck. I'm your host today, and Mr. Bishop is our expert today, and you got to get down here to the Arboretum. This place is beautiful. Don't miss out. Good evening and welcome to your Neighborhood Network, where you learn about great things in our area. This evening we are at one of the best. We're here at the Los Angeles Zoo, and I'm standing here with Jason Jacobs, the PR director. Jason, I want to thank you first of all for giving of your time, because I know how much scarce your time is. Would you tell our viewers a little bit about the LA Zoo?
Well, the Los Angeles Zoo is located in the heart of Los Angeles, right in Griffith Park, which is one of the great amenities of the city. We have over 1.5 million visitors which come to this zoo every year, and they explore our zoo and they see many animals from around the globe. We house over 1,100 animals, many of which are rare or endangered species. And while we want people to come to the zoo to see these animals, we also want them to learn about them. And most of all, we'd like them to learn what they can do to make a difference for wildlife.
Tell us about some of your special exhibits.
Well, our newest exhibit is Elephants of Asia. It's the largest exhibit in the history of the zoo. It spreads over 6 acres, with over half of that space being devoted to the elephants. And it tells a story of the elephant's place in the culture of Asia, specifically in 4 countries: China, Cambodia, Thailand, and India. Elephants in the wild face many challenges, and this exhibit will tell people about some of those challenges, such as poaching and habitat loss, and what our visitors can do to make a difference and help elephants in the wild. The exhibit has many amenities designed specifically for the elephants, including a barn with heated floors, waterfalls that elephants can go in and bathe underneath. We also have bathing pools, sandy pits, varied topography. So it's a lot of space for the elephants to roam and to be able to take care of themselves.
Almost like their natural habitat.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm sure you have some other special exhibits, right?
We do. One of the other most popular habitats at the zoo is Campo Gorilla Reserve. It's home to 2 troops of lowland gorillas. A lot of times gorillas get that King Kong reputation, especially with us being located so close to Hollywood. But really, gorillas are gentle giants. They're herbivores, which means they eat fruits and vegetables and grasses. And here at the zoo, you can get very close to them. You can view them just beyond a moat or through a glass panel. So, you know, it's really a great experience for visitors to come out and see the gorillas up close.
Well, I'll tell you, it sounds fantastic, but I know that you've got literally hundreds of other animals as well.
We do. You know, we have animals from all corners of the globe, like tigers, koalas, flamingos, lions. So there's animals from all over the world here at the Los Angeles Zoo. It's a zoo with different animals and species just waiting to be discovered around every corner.
Well, I'll tell you, the people out there in the audience really need to get in here and explore this and enjoy it, because it's just a phenomenal experience to learn about all these different animals and creatures, huh?
That's right. You know, a lot of people know about lions and tigers and bears, but when you come to the zoo, you can discover animals that you've never heard of before, and that's part of the fun.
Well, I'll tell you, I know that you're very, very busy, and I really appreciate your giving of your time to us. Folks, for you out there in the audience, I want to tell you something. The LA Zoo is one of the best zoos in the country. It's something you really don't want to miss. And if you have children or grandchildren or nephews or nieces or grown-up adults that just want to learn a little more, it's the LA Zoo. Would that be accurate?
That's accurate. Thanks so much for coming out and visiting us today.
I thank you very much for your time again. And folks, get in here. Don't miss this.
Welcome to your Neighborhood Network, where you learn about great things and people in our area. This evening, we're in our local heroes and good news section, and we're interviewing a gentleman who's with the fire department, the Las Vegas Fire Department, and his name is Chris. Chris, I would like you to tell our audience, first of all, your last name, because I don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
And secondly, tell us some of the duties you have working with the police department or the fire department.
Absolutely. My name is Chris Sproul. I've been in the fire service for 17 years. I started out my fire career in San Diego as a volunteer firefighter, and became a captain out there, and then was fortunate enough to get hired by Las Vegas Fire and Rescue as a professional paid firefighter in 2000. I was a firefighter for several years at Station 1, one of the busiest fire stations in the country, and then I was injured in an ATV accident off duty. After the accident, I came back not as a firefighter, but as a dispatcher, where I was taking 911 calls and dispatching our fire department units to emergencies. And I did that for 2 years and had a great opportunity to explore a new endeavor with the fire service, and really jumped into emergency management and homeland security. Right now, I run a program called the Metropolitan Medical Response System, which was developed after the Oklahoma City bombings and the Tokyo subway gas attacks quite a few number of years ago. And the goal of this program is to coordinate the response to mass casualty incidents. And the position has since evolved, and it's an all hazards response and management of incidents. So if you're talking about the Hurricane Katrina or 9/11, those are the incidents that my program steps in to help manage and respond to. So largely, I coordinate law enforcement, fire, the ambulance companies, public health, emergency management, homeland security in these coordinated responses.
With all this experience and knowledge you've got, how come you look like you're 17?
I started young and I have great genes.
Oh, well, you must have good genes, because I mean, you make me look old.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about how your injury. You told us about that. Tell us a little bit about your cycling.
Well, after I got hurt, I was in California doing rehab. I'd broken my spine and became a paraplegic. And while I was in the rehab institution out there, an organization approached me called the Darrell Gwynn Foundation and presented me with a hand cycle. And it's a three-wheeled bike that's very low to the ground. And it was amazing to be able to have that piece of equipment so quickly after my injury. And for about 10 years after I had received it, I rode it occasionally, recreationally, 5 miles here, 5 miles there. It was good to get out on the road with my daughters, or just, create some new opportunities for me in terms of working out or getting exercise. And after 10 years, I had this bug in me that I wanted to do a marathon. And I had been thinking about it for years. I said, I want to do this, but I didn't quite know how to or how I would fare in the marathon. And I knew if I just signed up, the rest would take care of itself. I'd be extra motivated to do well, and so I signed up. Signed up for my first marathon in 2013, and that was 10 years after my accident, and it was the Long Beach Marathon in California.
Oh.
Well, a couple weeks before the marathon, I was riding around the Rose Bowl in California, which is where I grew up. I was at my parents' house, and someone stopped me while I was riding my hand cycle and said, "Do you know anybody that wants another hand cycle?" And I said, "What do you have?" And he said, "I got a faster one than you have." So I followed him to his house and was able to pick up another used hand cycle, which was significantly faster than mine, right there at a great price. And 2 weeks later, I raced the Long Beach Marathon, my first marathon, and I got third.
Wow.
And for the first time in 10 years, I felt like a competitive athlete again. I had grown up playing soccer. We had won a national championship in high school, and I was in the Olympic development program for soccer and played at San Diego State. So I've always grown up being an athlete, and transitioning into the fire department and being a firefighter seemed natural. As an athlete, it's an athletic profession.
Absolutely.
And after getting third in this first race, something clicked. It said the inner athlete in me was awakened, and I'm like, okay.
Why didn't I get first?
I want to keep doing this. Well, a year later, same race, I won it.
Okay, not bad.
And so I'm hooked on hand cycling. I love it as a sport. I've always participated in team sports, but hand cycling is very much an individual sport in terms of motivating and the mind games of racing and the endurance of cycling. And I love it, but it's also allowed me the opportunity to travel the country and go to places that I wouldn't think I'd be going to, and it's brought me and my girls together as we do marathons. I'll do the marathon on Sunday, and they'll do the 5Ks on Saturday, and we'll support each other. So it's been a great experience all the way around.
Well, I'll tell you, it's that's an incredible story.
Well, thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. I had nothing to do with it. In fact, I think had that been me in your situation and after the injury, I think I would have kind of just slowed way down and just gave it. But instead of that, you shot forward.
Well, you have the option to give up or keep fighting, and I'd never give up. I had a daughter who was 6 months old at the time when I got hurt. She still expected her dad to be there, and I had an amazing support network from family and friends and the fire department, and it set me up for success.
Well, I'll tell you, you certainly made it happen.
Thanks.
Absolutely amazing. What would you tell our viewers about your career, other than what you've already conveyed? And what would you say about people that are thinking to enter into the fire department?
The fire service is not only an amazing career. I was blessed to become a paid firefighter at 23 years old, and to look around and have such a great job at such a young age and really realize that I could stay here my entire life working for this department was a great feeling. The fire department is a family, and we talk about the brotherhood and sisterhood amongst us, and it's there every day. But when you have an incident or event that changes your life and you see everybody rally around you and come to support you, that word family takes on new meaning, because they're there standing by your parents and your siblings going through these events with you. And they've supported me both personally and professionally since day one. And I always encourage people to come and apply for the fire department. It's a challenging career. No day is the same. It's physically challenging. It's mentally challenging. It can be both physically and mentally exhausting on many days.
I'll bet.
But I look back and would not change a single thing about the path I chose in life and where I'm at right now.
Well, I'll tell you, it sure is an incredible thing. And, you know, the people in the fire department, they literally get up and go to work every day with the potential of risking their life to save other people or in the service of the community. And unfortunately, we have a tendency as civilians to kind of take it for granted and not to put any major big emphasis on it. But I want to tell you, you're an incredible advertisement for the fire department, because anybody who could go through what you went through and come out this end where you're at now, that's incredible endurance and strength and just something to be admired. And I would say for all of our viewers that we all want to thank you so much, and the entire fire department.
Well, yeah, it's not just me. I mean, I'm surrounded by amazing people who all have stories of overcoming obstacles and doing amazing things, and I still learn about them today. One of our top firefighters, athlete in the combat challenge, she's in Dubai right now competing in the World Championships. Or you learn about a firefighter who has a degree in molecular biology, and it's a department with 600 people that each of them have these amazing stories. And when you sit down and talk to them, you're like, wow, these are the people that are serving the community. And these people are positive and they work hard. And when you can put a story to the face, or a face to the name, I think the community would be very pleased to see at the people who they have serving them.
Well, I think it's got to be incredible from what you're conveying to the public right now. I mean, that story in itself is just amazing.
There's millions of stories out there, so many.
Well, I will tell you, we're going to make it a habit to once a month to interview one of you guys who your department considers the local hero, okay? And you are one of those. And we didn't select you because we didn't know anything about you. But had we known anything, we certainly would have been eager to select you.
Well, I appreciate that.
And for all our viewers out there, we want to thank you and all the rest of the fire department, really, all over the place, because they really do go out there and they risk their life to save us. In the way of property damage, and in the way of physical harm, and just life in general.
Well, I'm very proud to be a part of that team and surrounded by those people.
Well, I'll tell you something. We want to extend our gratitude and the gratitude of all of our viewers, because you guys are just amazing. And I'm going to ask your permission if I can show a couple of little pieces of video during this interview. Mm-hmm. With you doing some of your stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. I thank you very much, Chris. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it, and we would ask you if you could come back another time.
Of course, anytime.
Okay, that's terrific. Folks, for all you in the audience, I want to tell you something. This gentleman specifically is amazing, but the more we are getting involved with the fire department in general, we're finding out that it's an incredible place to be affiliated with. And the people there are, like Chris said, they're a family. And they take care of all of us, but they also take care of each other. Once again, I thank you.
Thank you.
And I will be calling you to come back.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay. Folks, thank you for viewing, and we'll be back with you soon.